ask you this because me and Ty have talked about it on to a limb at this point. We need to involve you into the conversation. Would you recommend that some of these people like what's some ways that we can break the stigma? Better question.
So, for one, I think both of you guys kind of alluded to a lot of great points. And I think the biggest point was the educating yourself. And I think we don't. I'm not gonna say we don't. I think there are a vast number of people that don't really do that. And like Bruce was saying, they just take whatever they hear verbatim. If their friend has a bad experience with the bank, they're gonna take that word for it and say, "Well, my man had an issue with the bank because the teller was, you know, messing with his money." Well, did your friend also kind of inform you that he might not have been in the right in that regard, or he didn't really read the fine print? So, I think one, educating is definitely important. I also think too, sometimes we have to kind of make the sacrifice to where banking with these institutions keeps them alive. And if we don't have these institutions to rely on to basically help us level the playing field, whether it's personally or professionally in business, then we're going to have to rely on these larger institutions that, quite frankly, don't have our best interests at heart. We have these institutions that are in place to help us sort of level the playing field, to be able to be first time home buyers, to be able to purchase a car for the first time, or to purchase another car, or even to have life insurance. To be able to go through a bank and have a life insurance policy where your family's protected upon anything happening to you or even a family member in that regard. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and even cash funds. You can develop 529s in these banks to be able to help get yourself get your family an education, or yourself an education, to be able to have a college fund. So I just feel like one, educating is important. Two, sort of making that sacrifice. And I think three, really understanding the financial institution and the financial system. Knowing that fees are associated with every bank across the board. And anytime you see somebody saying there are no fees, there's going to be a fee somewhere else. It might not be initially, but there's going to be a fee associated with something, because they have to make money as well too. Having your money is one thing, but being able to stay in business is another, and they need that income coming in. Um, and also too, just people having access to it. Knowing where it is, and being able to have access to it. So now you have it where it's digital, and you have it physically in the card form. So I think those are some of the ways where we really can kind of try to break that stigma. But educating yourself is most important. And I think that's going to be the biggest key to kind of level the playing field. Once we know better, we do better.
Right.